Welcome to part 2 of Tim Truluck's masterclass on how to do online evaluations for the 2018 City of Joburg evaluations role. So the first video we looked at the side of how to search for properties. This next section we're going to look at how to register and then how to do an online objection. So the first thing you need to do is you need to register, and you need to re-register. It's not the same as the e-services site in the City of Joburg. You have to redo it and get a new password, etc. So click on the register side and you just fill out the form, and then when you're ready you click register. It will send an email to you with a clickable link to show that you are human. It often goes into your junk box, so have a look at that in your junk box if you don't receive it in your inbox within a few minutes. It will then, once you've clicked and you've proved who you are, it will send you another email with a password, and it's one of those passwords that has uppercase, lowercase, numbers and symbols, so type it in accurately. So once you've done that and you're ready to rock and roll, go back to the main page and fill in your password or your email, your password, and then just click login. There's your activity on the side. It's my account, etc. You can read that. I've linked one property, which is my one that I objected to. So what you're going to do is you're now going to click here to search for a property, because you need to link a property to your profile. So you click there to search. You do the search as you did in the first video. So in this case we'll do an address search, and we'll do a street name. So I'm looking up 10th Street, and we'll look up Parkhurst. And I'll just click on one of the ones that pops up. There's Parkhurst. Search. Okay, and we'll go to look at Milton John Osborne's property. So you click view, pretend you're Milton John Osborne, and then remember this information is public knowledge, so I'm not doing anything illegal here. You can go and look at anybody's property in the whole of Joburg, either here online or go to one of the main walk-in centres and look. They've got a big list you can download, you can look at. Okay, and then you just click here, add to my profile. So then you'll see I've now got two properties. One is my one that I objected to, and one is of 1443 Parkhurst. So click on register the objection, click on click here, and you can go, off you go. So there's different things you can object to. You can object to the description of the property, you can object to the address. Often people on a corner stand don't like using one side as their address, they like using the other. You can object to names, the size. Most people are going to object to market value. Or you just click on market value and type your new value in there. Pretty simple. And you can also object to category. So say you're residential, say you live in a flat but it's being categorized as business, you can then go in and select the new category. So the different things you can do is a combination of all 6. This section is pretty simple. Just fill out your information, how you want to be contacted. Typically use email. Again, when the time comes for them to give you they've looked at your objection and now they're going to give you an outcome, they might send you email. It might be in your inbox. Let's cross that bridge when it comes to it. I think it's better than being in the post at the moment. Sectional titles. If you were a section title, then you would just go through that. This is residential. Section title C, section F, which is below. You just put in your physical details of your property, your bond number, etc. If any servitudes have been registered on your property, then you put them in as well. They will reduce the value of your property. A servitude is a section of land you've ceded to the council for putting things like stormwater drains or sewers or road splays in. It's still part of your property, it's just you can't build on it or do anything with it, so it will reduce the value of your property. If you haven't got one, then you can go to 6th floor at City of Joburg and have a look, draw your file, and then take a photo of your plan, and it should show the servitude on there. The next section is pretty basic. You just put in the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens, etc. The tricky one here, and I'm going to do another video on it because it'll take too long to add to this one, is you need to put the size of your main dwelling in and your outbuildings. If you've got a big long tape measure, you can do it yourself just by measuring the actual the length and the width of the property and then working it out. Otherwise, you can use Google Earth, but that'll be a subject of another video. Okay, so if further down, you just be honest. If your property is good condition, put good condition. You know, don't try and hide anything, but then don't give anything in you don't need to either. Okay, once you've finished with your description of your property, you can, the sectional title, sorry, don't need to worry about that. The next bit is very important, it's market information. And the key is, has it been on the market? Has it been sold? Is it on the market now in the last few years? And if it has, well, that's really good irrefutable evidence of the value of the property. So put it in. So is it on the market? Yes, and often maybe, look, estate agents overvalue it, and then obviously you come down in price. So have you had any offers? But still, if it's slightly overvalued, it's not going to be £1 million overvalued like some of the valuations are. And then has it been on the market the last 3 years, etc. If you sold it, well, that's really good evidence. If you withdrew it, then you can just put the details in. Obviously, name of agent is there. Then the third one is also important. So if it hasn't been on the market at all, you've now got to prove why your property is worth what it is. And it's no good saying that the property next door, my next door neighbour, is valued at 5 million, and mine is valued at 2.5 million. Therefore, in that case, yours should be higher. But you can't do that. You've got to prove why there are different values of properties in your area, and an older type property that hasn't been recently judged is going to be cheaper than something that's been modernized recently and open planned and etc. and new garages and maybe another story built on, etc. So you've got to say why. So therefore, go take pictures of the cracks in your wall, of the fact you've got an old 80s bathroom, that your kitchen hasn't been renovated, that you park all your cars behind each other down the side, that you've got a busy road outside or pylon looming over your property. Anything that's going to reduce the value of the property, anything that shows people why it should be less than what the city has valued it as. Keep those, scan all the documents in, including your estate agent valuations, and also if you've used any online evaluation sites like PropIQ or Lightstone, keep all those. You can use information in there to bolster why you think a property is lower than the valuation the city has given you. And what you do there is, sorry, just go back to that. So you would then make a list. You try to find properties that are for sale in your area at your price range, and then try and show that kind of property is similar to your property. And the ones that are selling at a higher price range are not the same type of property as yours. So you need to find all that information. Take some photos, use some estate agent adverts that are in the Sunday newspapers, and go from there. Put it all into a Word doc. Explain your rationale into a Word doc, and have that ready to upload along with the photos, along with any other evidence you have. Okay, and then the time comes to upload. Again, it's pretty simple. You would just choose, if you've done an objection form, and you haven't gone the online version, but you've got the objection form and you want to upload it because you want to stand in the queue, you can choose objection form here, choose your file, go to documents, whatever the name of your file is, and there it is. It's kind of uploads it for you, tells you how much data you've got left. You tend to get 10 megabytes to upload all your data, so it should be plenty. Just don't scan in any documents at very, very high resolution, because that will then use up all your space. And then the same thing if you've got a motivational letter, then you can choose other, and then go in and choose that file. And the same thing if you've got a picture. So let's choose a picture file. So there's one there, and there's a picture of, say, your swimming pool that's got a big crack in it, or your old kitchen that hasn't been uploaded. If they're the wrong ones, obviously just click the X and it'll remove it. When you're ready to rock and roll, you've got everything up. So you've got your motivation, you've got your estate agent valuations, you've got your Lightstone report, you've got your photos, you've got a spreadsheet that you've done maybe of the properties sale in the area and the kind of properties they are, anything like that, have it all digitally ready and you've uploaded it. You now click on the disclaimer and submit your objection. It will then automatically produce an online objection form with your own individual OBJ number. Print it out, keep it, and put it with all the other documents, and keep your documents safe. Probably on the cloud is a good idea. If you can scan them all in, send an email to yourself with them attached, so you can put them into a folder on your Gmail account, whatever you use. But make sure that if your laptop is stolen or your house burns down, you have access to those documents for any appeal processes that may happen in the next few years. Right, there you go. Good luck, and let's hope you can get it in before the closing date of 6th of April. Thanks.